Hello, I'm Jeremy, and welcome to another episode of RevUs. When it comes to popular consensus surrounding Nickelodeon content, it's usually straightforward. The popular consensus on SpongeBob SquarePants and the Fairly OddParents is that they're good. And the popular consensus on Breadwinners and Fanboy and Chum Chum is that they're bad. And while there are shows Nickelodeon fans debate on whether they're good or not, such as Cat Dog and Doug, one Nickelodeon property has Nickelodeon fans divided between one side that loves it and one side that hates it. That property is the 1997 cinematic classic Good Burger. It's the last day of school, and Dexter Reed couldn't be happier. That is, until he crashes into the car of his teacher, Mr. Wee. Since he doesn't have enough money to fix the car, and since he doesn't want his mother to find out that he was driving her car without her permission and without a license, Dexter reluctantly gets a summer job. He first works at the up-and-coming mega burger joint Mondo Burger, but after an argument with the boss, Kurt Boswell, Dexter gets fired and goes to Mondo Burger's less-loved competitor, Good Burger, to sulk. There he meets Ed, Good Burger's eccentric counter guy, who listens to Dexter's plight and helps him get a job. Now working at Good Burger, Dexter works together with Mr. Bailey, who's Good Burger's manager, and the rest of the Good Burger staff in order to beat Mondo Burger and put Good Burger on the map, as well as get enough money to pay for Mr. Wheat's car. Along the way, Dexter begins to spark a friendship with Ed and a romantic relationship with Monique, one of the other Good Burger workers. The main reason I love Good Burger so much is because of how enjoyably silly it is. It's the kind of movie that just wants to treat its audience to a good time, no pun intended. Pretty much all the jokes in this movie are stupid but hilarious. Countless puns, Ed soaking in strawberry smoothie juice while screaming strawberry jacuzzi, Ed and Dexter throwing popsicles at a truck being driven by insane asylum workers, Ed failing a puzzle-shaped puzzle for toddlers. It's incredibly immature, dumb, and silly. And on top of that, the characters are really fun, unique, funny, and enjoyable. Let's start with Ed. I could see how people would be annoyed by Ed. He's insanely stupid to the point of being mentally impaired. But what makes Ed not an annoying character is his kindness and undying passion for Good Burger. He treats every person like they're his best friend, and he loves working at Good Burger and will do anything to help the restaurant succeed. Monique even says that Ed is the sweetest, kindest, most genuine person she's ever met. Sometimes his stupidity can even be helpful. For instance, while Ed and Dexter are trapped in Demented Hills, Ed helps an insane asylum patient get out of his straitjacket. In return, he helps Dexter, Ed, and Otis, who gets put in Demented Hills later, escape. And another good example is how Ed gets distracted by the popsicles in the ice cream truck, which gives Dexter the idea to throw the ice cream at the people chasing them. Similar to Buddy from Elf, Ed is incredibly stupid and naive, and so likable that you'll stick by him even when he does something inhumanly stupid. Dexter is similar to Eleanor from The Good Place, in that they both start out being not morally good, but as the film/show go on, they become much better people. The main difference is that while Eleanor starts out as an irredeemable sociopathic monster, Dexter starts out as an ordinary rebellious teenager. And while his rebelliousness is kind of exaggerated, it isn't that far off from what a lot of real-life teenagers do. It's really interesting seeing Dexter grow as a character, going from an uncaring, rebellious jerk to a kind friend who sticks up for what he loves. This can be analyzed in his relationships with both Ed and Monique. At first, Dexter treats Ed as an annoyance, but as the film goes on, they start to bond and develop a friendship. And when Dexter first meets Monique, he only likes her for her looks, but as the film goes on, he starts to like her for other reasons, like her personality and kindness. Dexter is a great example of a character going through an arc. Mr. Wheat is, in my opinion, the best teacher character ever. He dresses in clothes that even Elton John would think is too silly, and he talks like a parody of a blaxploitation character. And while the running gag of Mr. Wheat's stuff constantly getting destroyed by Ed and Dexter's escapades is a little mean-spirited, it's still a very funny running gag that has an excellent payoff. Mr. Bailey is a really good boss character. Most boss characters, especially in comedies, are portrayed as either lazy, stupid, evil, or all three. But for a movie that has incredibly silly, over-the-top characters, Mr. Bailey is one of the most accurate depictions of bosses in film. He tries as much as possible to get his workplace to be successful and deals with realistic problems. Also, Dan Schneider gives kind of a henpecked and tired performance, which works well with Bailey and gives him a lot of personality. Monique has a good personality and works well off Dexter. She's also very likable and has a lot of really good lines. Fizz and Dee Dee are just kind of there. They don't really do much, and the only thing we know about them is that Dee Dee's a vegetarian. While Spatch also doesn't do much, he at least has a little more personality than Dee Dee and Fizz, and it's kind of cool how he only speaks in grunts and noises. Next is Otis, who's played by, no joke, Abe Vigoda. So here's the thing. I've never had any experience, positive or negative, with Vigoda's movies. I never saw The Godfather, and the only other movies besides this one that I've seen Abe Vigoda in are Pauly Shore's Jury Duty and Rob Reiner's North. So I'm not angry with Vigoda being in this movie. And while for most of the movie, Vigoda is only used for the old guy working at a fast food place joke, it's a pretty funny joke, Otis is a pretty funny character, and Vigoda is perfectly cast in the role. Also, the film does include him in the plot when he finds out that Mondo Burger is dumping shark poison in the sauce, and as a result is tossed into Mented Hills with Ed and Dexter, and has to work together with them to save Good Burger. Finally, let's talk about the villain, Kurt Boswell. Kurt is a really entertaining villain. He's effectively intimidating and has a very funny attitude, amusing 90s villain voice, and has a really good dynamic with his henchmen. And while he is a two-dimensional villain, the film is aware of this, so it comes off more comedic than lazy. And it also helps that he's executed perfectly. I also like the randomness of Good Burger. The film has a very improvised feel. Everything feels incredibly random, from flying hamburgers, swimming in smoothies, to a crashed clown car, to dancing in an insane asylum. It really helps make the film feel unique and fun. And that insane asylum scene. Oh my god, I cannot believe Nickelodeon got away with that. I could see people being offended or wigged out by this scene, but I found it hilarious from beginning to end. People in this scene are really good at acting like they're insane asylum patients. The jokes are funny, and I like the relationship between Ed and Heather. It's really funny seeing Heather's psycho personality bouncing off of Ed's naivete. Also, the dancing scene is really fun and enjoyable, topped off with an insanely catchy song. In conclusion, Good Burger is a dumb, campy movie. It's funny, weird, and it has likable characters to boot. The only people that hate Good Burger are pretentious snobs who can't tolerate the existence of a dumb movie. I highly recommend giving it a watch if you're a fan of enjoyably campy entertainment. That's all for now. Join me next time when I talk about a very special film. See you then.